Okay, so before I start this next, completely new video, I would like to thank everyone for the love and support on the Punisher video. Obviously, looking back on it, I did make a few mistakes, and maybe I should have used my own gameplay, but I don't really have the necessary technology for that. But thank you for all the love and support on that. And yeah, back onto this video. So, Devil May Cry. This is a game I've had for years, but I never really played it until recently. Kind of just sat on a shelf or in a drawer or just around my house randomly for, I would say probably like 9-ish years. But last year I decided, why not? Let's play the game. I kind of went into this game knowing absolutely nothing about the series except for the fact that Dante is cool and the reboot sucks. But after playing this game and a little bit of the second one, a little bit of the third one, watching a bit of the Netflix series, which I have my own opinions on that, I would now say I'm a pretty big fan of the franchise. Alright, it's time to push the introductions to the side. Let's talk about the game itself, starting with the gameplay. To put it simply, the gameplay is fun. So fun that hundreds of other video games have tried to replicate it, to varying degrees of success. The game offers you a whole bunch of weapons as you progress, but I like to stick to Ebony and Ivory and Alistair. Maybe I would occasionally switch it up, but honestly, I just stuck to what I knew. Once you take away all the combat stuff, this honestly plays like one of the early Resident Evil games on the PS1, but this was kind of meant to be a Resident Evil game before they changed it into its own thing, which explains why Dante kinda looks and talks like a Resident Evil protagonist. If I had to compare the gameplay style to any other video game, the closest thing would probably be God of War, but this game came out first, so I should really be comparing the God of War gameplay to Devil May Cry. There's actually a lot of games I could compare this to, which I already brought that up earlier, so I'm not going to get too much into that. Alright, moving away from the gameplay, because I don't know how to describe that without sounding stupid. The bosses! The first boss you fight is this giant, ugly spider thing with a scorpion tail named Phantom. I actually got stuck on this particular boss battle for a while, but that's because I was just starting out the game, and I literally knew nothing about this series. You do have to fight Phantom later in the game, but at that point I already mastered it, and it was pretty easy. Another one of the bosses in this game is this disgusting sludge monster by the name of Nightmare. And while not being a hard boss battle, it is a particularly annoying one. And just like Phantom, you do have to fight this one multiple times throughout the game, and it can be pretty annoying sometimes. Another one of the bosses is Nilo Angelo. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Yeah, Nilo Angelo. It's fucking Virgil in this cool, dark, knight-inspired costume. You fight him 3 times, and honestly, all 3 of the fights I find really fun. It's not really... He's kind of mysterious at first, but in the very last boss battle where you fight him, it's, his helmet comes off and it's revealed that it's Virgil. Then Dante's like, oh no, my brother! Yeah, but I think the game was clearly trying to set him up for sequels, which, they eventually got to that. Took a little while, but they got there. Mystery aside, they're pretty fun boss battles, at least in my opinion. And then there's Mundus, or Mundus, however the hell you want to pronounce it, as the final boss battle. This boss battle has 2 different stages to it. One of them where it's just Dante walking across the stage, doing attacks, whatever. And then the second stage is basically this weird fucking Space Invaders type thing. This boss battle didn't take me too long to complete. I mean, it was a bit challenging because it is the final boss battle, and by default, the final boss battle in a fucking video game is supposed to be a bit difficult. But, yeah, I beat it, and I finished the game. At the very least, the boss battles in this game function like boss battles in a video game, unlike another game where they're completely broken and stupidly easy. I'll eventually review that game. That's a whole can of worms I don't want to get into right now. Moving past the bosses, this game just has some of the best character designs I think I've seen in a video game. Holy shit, Dante... Oh my god, Dante, he's just... Look at him, bro. He's dripping with fucking coolness, bro. I mean, just look at Dante. His cool white hair, his black and red outfit with the vest and the coat. Like, oh my god, he's just so cool. Trish has a decent character design or whatever. I mean, it is just a design. It's not as cool as Dante, but whatever. And then there's, Nilo Angelo, and he's pretty fucking cool. Just look at him, bro. Shit. Although, some of the enemies in this game, they have some pretty cool fucking designs. Like the marionette demons, the scythe demons, the cyclops demons, which are these creepy little spider things. There are even some of these which actually kind of fucking creep me out. Mainly they're called the nobody demons. First time I saw these, I had to pause the fucking game because these things creeping me the hell out, and I would always try to avoid them whenever I was, running around trying to search for red orbs. Like the design of these and the sounds they make genuinely kind of creep me out, and I don't usually get creeped out by a lot of things, but those got me. Overall, this is a wonderful game, and if you have the opportunity to play it, and you haven't played it yet, you should play it. This is like top 100 games. No, probably top 10 games on the fucking PS2. It's a wonderful game. And also, I'd like to give credit to Drew Combs, who played Dante in this game. I think he's a bit underrated as Dante. Obviously, he's not Ruben Langdon, I believe. Yeah, Ruben Langdon, who's been like Dante since 2005. Obviously, he's the better Dante voice actor, but give Drew Combs his flowers, because he does a pretty decent job here. Obviously, there's that one scene, where the voice acting kind of gets clipped, and, people use it as an example as bad voice acting. But otherwise, he does a pretty decent job. It would have been nice to see him in, like, more games, but whatever. Circumstances are circumstances. I've heard a lot of rumors about this game possibly being remastered at some point in the near future. I don't think it's unrealistic, but I really wouldn't care too much if it does or doesn't happen. I do think that a remaster of this game is more likely than a DMC 6. I refuse to comment on that any longer because I've only ever played this game and a little bit of the second one and a little bit of the third one, and I haven't completed those two yet. So maybe I'll just wait to properly form an opinion until I've played all 5 games. I refuse to play that remake, though. I will not touch that thing with a 10-foot pole. That video game it'll stay away from my PlayStation 3. I'm not touching it. I want to stay like 10 feet away from it. That shit looks like ass. Apparently the gameplay for that is fine and pretty fun, actually, but like, it's just, all the fucking style that Dante had is just gone. And then there's that one scene where he has the white wig on his head and just, not in a million years. That shit was just so disrespectful to like the original series. It's just like, hell nah, man, I ain't playing that shit. But in other words, Devil May Cry 1 is a pretty good game, and if I had to give it a rating, I would say it's a 8.5 out of 10. It's a pretty good game. I wish this video came out a lot earlier than it's gonna release. I just know that it's been pushed back already, because I'm recording this on fucking March 19th, and this video is supposed to be out in February, so that's my bad. See, humans, us as humans, we all get sick. Alright, that's like you cannot say that you've never been sick in your entire life. Yeah, I hope to release more videos in the future. I don't only want to do video game reviews. Like, I do want to do some movie reviews. It's just, that's my bad. But, yeah, I hope to release more videos in the future. I don't only want to do video game reviews. Like, I do want to do some movie reviews. It's just, I don't know how to do that. Like, if it's a movie with, like, multiple sequels, should I do all as just, like, one big video or multiple small videos? Like, what should I do there, But, yeah. I'll see you guys next time.